have to use it, but I guess I did.
It sounds great though. So,
Cool.
yeah, usually I don't stream
I
with
look
someone who
I
has
look
a setup.
professional though.
Yeah, you do, man. It looks legit.
Yeah. Fun fact, this was supposed to be for like gaming videos on YouTube that I like did at one point in my life.
Oh, okay.
But I don't game anymore, so
Like at all?
yeah, like don't touch video games like anymore whatsoever.
I feel I'm not really myself either. I like recently touched it
Mhm.
like last week for a little bit, and that was kind of it. Like the first time
Yeah.
in
I
a
mean,
year.
like if I have friends over or if I go to a friend's house that like plays certain games that I have,
Mm.
like I'll play it with them, but like me myself, like it doesn't appeal to me
Yeah.
anymore for some reason, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can relate. I can relate.
it's one less distraction, which is good.
Yeah. Um, I was gonna say something about that. I remember watching this video on video games and why we play video games, and there's like because it fulfills particular like needs in our life, and so maybe you just found a
Mm.
new way to fill that in your life.
Yeah.
So
I
I
don't
mean,
even. I'm gonna see if I can find a correlation with one of my hobbies. I mean, no, I was still doing it when I started dance.
hmm,
Maybe when I started being a little bit more serious about dance, I stopped.
hmm. See, same. When I got really serious about dance, I stopped too. Um,
Yeah.
it's much better now, less distortion. Oh, oh, that was you. No, yeah, that was you. No, that wasn't you. No, that's Jaquan. Um, okay, 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 okay. Dope. All right, it's not making that crackly noise because sometimes it does that, and I have to restart the program. But I did that already, so okay. Um, so yeah, man, like, what's good? We've never
Um.
had like a
Yeah.
conversation before, at least not like that.
Yeah. This is exciting. Like I didn't know what to expect
Yeah.
because this is like also my first time watching one of these, and like watching like the one with Anthony was like pretty. Like I knew a lot. I know a lot about Anthony, so like
Mm-hmm.
everything he said, I've heard most of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's like pretty interesting. I like this whole concept of just like talking about like life.
Mm. Yeah, it's pretty. When I had said to him like, this is something that I just do like among like my friend group. We'll just like sit and chat about stuff. But it's a
Yeah.
lot of times it's just like it'll be like dream stuff, or pivotal things. We're always just kind of building or expressing certain things to try and get to a new place or share different concepts that we've learned. Um, and we'd always just talk about, oh, we should film this, we should film this. And so this is me making that effort, and I believe in it. And it also is something that I really, really enjoy doing the same way anyone enjoys any passion or hobby. So I'm super
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. I mean, podcasts always have seen like especially recently because like I've been watching a couple like Gary V and like other people like do podcasts and stuff. It seems pretty like it's like pretty. I would love to do a podcast. Like,
Hmm.
trust me. In
Hmm.
the future, I might even make one, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I actually in fun fact is for some reason timing's perfect with everything. So in biology class, we have to make a podcast, like a one episode podcast
Yeah.
about what we're learning, which is sickle cell anemia,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean it's not the best topic to talk about for 12 minutes long,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's a fun process.
Hmm. That's dope. If okay,
Yeah.
so if you did a podcast for yourself, do you feel like you know what you would do?
I mean, I don't know. I like being able to interact with like people
Mm-hmm.
for podcasts. Like I love when they're talking with like new people that they don't know. Like they're
Mm.
like kind of like an interview, but it's like it's a raw interview
Yeah.
because it's just like not cut,
Mm-hmm.
not planned, just everything just kind of flows.
Yes. Yup. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel that. That's what's up. Oh yeah, I forgot if I asked you. I was like, oh, did I ask you if you were gonna come on here like with anything specific to talk about? Did I ask you that?
Um,
And
you
you,
didn't ask. Yeah, I don't think you asked me if I was planning on anything.
okay,
Because
okay.
like I honestly don't know what's gonna come out of tonight because I've like heard snippets of like other people talking and like it
Mm.
seems like everyone has like a very like impactful story when for me for this is my personal opinion. I'm
All
just
right.
a 15-year-old
Yeah.
doing what a 15-year-old wants to do.
Yeah.
Like struggles and like hardships and stuff like that.
Mm.
Like can barely say I've had almost none.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm privileged
Mhm.
and I'm appreciative of that.
Mhm.
Like although privilege is like it's like frowned upon for some reason now, I'm
Yeah.
happy that I have it.
Mhm.
And like obviously I wasn't born into a rich family, but
Mhm.
I'm glad with who I have in my life right now.
Mm. Dude, that's what's up. Um, you are impactful on some level, regardless of what you think and regardless of your experience or any adversity that you have. Um, which you said, I think the first thing I recall is you said like just shy, but just around people that you don't really
Yeah.
know too well. Yeah.
Yeah, I do take some warming up people, which is something that I am planning on working on and just like getting more comfortable with being open.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
because like that's like very important with the career path I want to take.
Mm-hmm.
It's like stressful for me
Mm-hmm.
to be able to open up because I've never been like that. So it's like it needs to become a habit. Whereas like other people may have just like always been just like open with whoever,
Mm-hmm.
which that wasn't really me.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I'll get into that. I want to get into career, but not yet. I mean, I used to be like that when I was from like since I was like 12 when I was aware of it. I had moved from where I lived, which was in Lowell, and I had moved to a completely different city, like in the middle of a school year, and I just was like there was like no colored people, and that was the first time I was aware that I'm like, wow, I'm like literally the only Asian person, because I'd never noticed that before because everyone was so diverse and it was cool and race never really came up. But I moved, and I was like really taken back because it was clear that I was different, and then I was just I was shy, and that was a struggle for a very long time. And I did things with like intentionally practicing speaking with good friends, strangers, talking over the internet, playing Call of Duty, all that kind of stuff. Just always practicing and practicing. I took a speech class in college because I really wanted to get better at this stuff, and because I thought about career path too when you mentioned that, and how I was like, well, I'm asking the world for something pretty big, and I know that being able to talk is an important skill that I'm going to need to have. So I took a speech class and all this other stuff, and it took me a long time to get like super comfortable with it. Um, so I can relate. I used to not talk a lot at all or be able to hold a conversation to save my life and overthink way too much and not wanting to say the wrong thing or trying to be liked and all that kind of stuff. But that's
Yeah.
after going through it all, it's so much easier now. Um, I love listening more than I like talking.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can relate to liking listening more than talking to.
Yeah.
Um, it's like I really with the people that I'm around all the time, they're all very impactful, and so they always have something like that's important to hear, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Yes. Which I'm so glad that you think that way because I feel like not enough people think that way. Um,
Yeah. I
so
mean, like,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know there's like those people who like, they try to like force like inspiration on people by like trying to
Uh,
always talk about like working hard and like they're just trying to be an impact on someone's life, which is like I think everyone wants that, but like
yeah.
there's some people that just don't like listen, which I
Hmm.
mean like I don't want to like I don't like talking bad about people, but I know people that do that sometimes.
Hmm. Okay. I feel that. I feel that. So my question was gonna be, or not question, but more like, at your age, at 15, and I mean, you put it on the flyer. So like, what are you trying to do? How did you get to that place mentally? Like, all right, this is what I want to do, and how do you see yourself getting there? If you see yourself getting there a certain way. So like a mixture of questions, but all focused on career and how you got to that mindset and whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean like it's just so I believe if I remember exactly what I said choreographer, dance teacher, YouTuber,
Mm-hmm.
something similar to that. And
Mm-hmm.
those are just like passions that I've like found throughout the years, which I could explain how I found each one of those passions.
Okay.
But it was just like it was just like by doing it for fun and then like all of a sudden just like really getting deep into it and like really loving it. That's like the general idea of like how I fell into all these passions.
Mm.
And I've like so YouTube wise,
Mm-hmm.
I've always like loved watching YouTube videos and I like just love watching entertainment and I wanted to be someone like that who can just entertain people.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I was in like the third or fourth grade, that's when I wanted to be
Mm.
a YouTuber. So from there, I started like making accounts and stuff, and that was just like it was all like for fun and just like see if I can like actually produce good content. And then
Mm.
maybe like seventh grade, I started to take it like not serious to the point where it's like what I dedicated my life to,
Mm-hmm.
but it's where I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to like make more content. I'm gonna try to like do it regularly, which I like nowadays I like have trouble like having a good schedule with it, but
Yeah.
it's still something that I want to pursue.
Okay.
Dance wise, dance teaching and choreographer kind of goes hand in hand just because I love dancing and I do love teaching because um, what it says for like my occupation or my job is I do assist classes
Mm-hmm.
at LA Beats, which is super fun and like um, I know Anthony, like he talked about how he found his love for teaching like from the kids,
Yeah.
which like that I can relate to 100% because like some of the kids that are in the class that I assist are just like amazing like children, and it's like
Mm.
it's very inspiring to see them like grow.
Mm.
Um, so mindset wise, that's just like all these stuff that I've like found a passion for. I just know I want to do when I'm older. So that's what I'm gonna do when I'm older. Like I'm not.
Mm.
It's not like that's what I want to do. It's like That's what I'm going to do when I'm older, one way or another. I'm gonna find a way, and how I'm gonna get there. Um, right now
Mm-hmm.
I'm 15,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm a sophomore, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm assisting at LA Beats. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
within okay, well actually this New Year's, I was offered a teaching job at the rec center that Anthony started at,
Oh.
but and I was gonna get paid too,
Mm-hmm.
which would have been just like cherry on the top because Anthony, he's told me that he uses the rec center for like as they're like his lab rats, kind of like that's where he tries new teaching techniques and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which who's that? I think my dad's coming, but he's the rec center to like try out new teaching techniques, which would have been perfect for me since like I've taught 3 classes in total,
Ah.
and those were just I was being a substitute for people. But
Okay.
the reason why I can't teach is because me being 15 and me living in New Hampshire, I am starting driver's ed. It's the exact date when I would start teaching. So that interfered. So I'm gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
But back to LA Beats wise,
Mm.
within a couple of years, I'm hoping that I'll be a teacher. Like fingers crossed, knock on wood. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's that's what Anthony's been telling me is his plan. He wants me to be a teacher sometime soon,
Mm-hmm.
and he refers to like this whole East Coast area as a castle, and he's trying to build upon it, and he wants like some of his mentees to like me, Jack. I don't know if you've met Jack, but
Mm-hmm.
you might have.
Yeah.
Jack, Cam, Willow, all these people. He wants us to own a part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been training me on teaching.
Mm.
So when I said I taught 3 classes, I guess that is kind of wrong because he's had me teach a couple classes where he would assess me and kind of like tell me what was good and like
I
what
see.
I should work on,
Mm-hmm.
which like has been very useful.
Mm.
But hopefully in a couple years I'll be a teacher, which would already fulfill one of my passions,
Mm.
which was teaching. Choreography wise, I guess that goes hand in hand with teaching because some classes are like just choreography classes where you just kind of
Mm-hmm.
have to make choreography to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But choreography once again goes hand in hand with YouTube
Mm-hmm.
because the dance videos, um, I've actually like made like a couple like mediocre small dance videos. I've made a couple that were like a little more serious, but that was with the help of Anthony's film team, Aimless Focus.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so choreography and YouTube also go hand in hand. But along with choreography, I want to be able to like choreograph for like performances for like maybe celebrities or just like for like my a crew that I make or something like that. I like the idea of performing,
Mm-hmm.
teaching, and creating entertaining content.
Mm. Okay.
And I'm on my road. I'm not I'm not like halfway there. Like I'm maybe like a quarter of the way to being able to call that my career.
Mm. Okay. Dude. Okay. I think before I get into like more interesting questions about that, I'm actually really curious. Do you live with parents, biological parents? I'm in this thing where I try to not to assume stuff. So like you have
Yeah,
biological parents. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Cause so what are your parents like?
Um, passion wise, I'm assuming that's what you mean, right?
Uh, I guess so. I guess as individuals, and then also just like parenting you.
Um, uh, they are very supportive of all of their children because I have an older brother and a younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
So they support us with what we do, um, and just what we want to do. So that helps in my case because I have big dreams. But parenting wise, my mom is very, very laid back. She's like, it's your life. Well, okay, she's gonna guide me through it, but it's not. It's like certain things where it's like when I was younger, I went through a phase where I wanted to dye my hair blonde, and she's like, it's just hair, it'll grow back. So she let me do it, and a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you do anything with the shoe game, but buying and reselling shoes is also a
Oh,
very
okay.
fun and thrilling way to gain money. So I entered a raffle to be able to buy a pair of shoes
Mm-hmm.
that would resell for a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And they were $170, and I somehow won them. So I bought them, and my mom was like, "It's your money, it's your choice," and she knows that I will get the money back when I sell them
Yeah.
because currently they're selling for like 340, which is insane. But my dad's like, that's 2/3 of your money gone right there, and I'm like, it's an investment, Dad. And he's like, that's not a sure thing. But
Yeah.
Although he's like a little, my dad, I will definitely say, is a little bit more strict. That's
Mm.
just because he cares for my future and like my basically everything I do in my life. And he kind of, I'm not saying my mom doesn't care. She obviously cares, but
Mm-hmm.
he's just like showing it in a more strict way, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But they're both very, very nice, fun, enjoyable people to be around. Like
Okay.
I've I'm very thankful to have my parents, which I wish everyone could say that
Yeah.
too, because I know some people like they're not with their biological parents, or like they have, I guess, for lack of better words, beef with their parents,
Mm-hmm.
which I might get like annoyed with them, but they're doing their best to keep me in dance, and they're doing their best to give me like my best life. So I
Mm.
can't thank them enough.
Mm. Wow. That's crazy. um, I just took some videos and put you on all of my stories. Just cause like, dude, there's so many people who like don't have it that way, and it's not to throw any random whatever thoughts that may occur in your head, but it's like a really like a just an observation, and knowing that a lot of people don't have it that way. And so when I'm able to see someone who does, and every time they're like, yeah, my parents are supportive, they turn out to be like just ahead in almost in so many ways. And it's not that the ones that don't have that, because like I didn't have that, Jeff didn't have that, just people like that. Like it's not to say that we would change anything or whatever, but it's so cool to see that every time someone is like, I have a really supportive mom or dad or grandparents, and that's why that part hasn't been difficult, and to see how they turn out or who they are is like really cool. And then for you to even say like, even if you get annoyed, oh, you're still grateful, and you see that what they're doing is helping you with what you want, when a lot of kids can't see that. I'm like, y'all, like
Yeah,
your
it
parents pay for you to do all these things, and like you're coming here like you don't want to, or you complain about stuff, or and it's like it's not knocking anything, and it's a two-way relationship. But I think it's really cool when someone as young as you, because even I didn't have that understanding, because my parents were strict though, so I couldn't see any of the good stuff. But just for someone to see it at your age and to have all that is really cool. But yeah, you can say what
yeah.
you're gonna say.
I mean, it honestly like it irks me when like there's people who like obviously I don't have an awful life, but there's people with better lives,
Mm-hmm.
and they like complain about their parents or just like anything in general. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are so many people who complain about like these first world problems, and it just annoys me because like there's people who have it worse. And like I know a good amount of people who like either like their parents like treated them like awfully, or like they don't even live with their biological parents.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel for them when people are complaining about their parents like taking their phone away, or like
Mm-hmm.
not letting them go to like someone's house. It's just it's like ridiculous like how people like just aren't grateful for like their parents who like have literally done everything for them.
Mm. That's dope. I really appreciate that and respect that, and I'm so stoked for you. I've always been stoked for you. This is what's cool is everyone that I've streamed with so far are people that are like, actually, yeah, everyone that I've streamed so far, like y'all sit in a special place in my head. That's a weird way to say it. Um, just after meeting you one time and then feeling a certain energy from you, you quickly became someone that I had a lot of respect for, and I was really excited for. So the same way that like I may view someone like Sean Bierka or Jeff or Anthony, it's like the same way I view you. And you're probably like, what the fuck? Because like you might imagine like, I'm just 15 and I'm just getting started, and these guys have done so much. It's more to do with the character, that. So when I can feel really good energy from somebody, they just instantly sit on this imaginary list that I have, and I just that's I don't know. That's just cool. And I just wanted to say that. So I see you in like a really good, positive way. Like I really trust what you're doing, and I'm really like, I'm rooting for you basically. So when I'm like, oh, I'm your
Thank
biggest
you.
fan, I'm kind of like messing around on Instagram and stuff. Like there's a lot of like truth and intent behind all that stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, that's actually funny. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh man, yeah. Um, okay, so the parents thing. So that's fantastic. So would you say that like so then again with most people again when they find a hobby or a passion of sorts, um, most of them are not going to be bold enough to say that this is what I'm going to do. So
Yeah.
would you say that that has to do with like what are all the influences that brought you to that, or do you feel like it's kind of just always been there?
Um,
That's a
I
miracle,
mean,
bro.
I guess it's like it's been stuff that I want to do, but like there's always I think everyone will always have this like fear of like people that they really care about doubting them, like their parents, like
Mm,
being disappointed with their life choices, like that's very a very popular reason or
mm-hmm,
excuse for people to like not go for what they want to. But
mm-hmm,
a I have supportive parents, and like even my dad, who's like very realistic,
mm-hmm,
um believes that I can be a dancer, like I could do something with dance in life, which is great.
mm,
But I think like being around or like even like watching videos of influential people, like especially Gary V, he like I don't want to like fanboy over him, but he opens my eyes every time I listen to him.
yeah,
And it's not even that I like listen to him a lot. It's just like
yeah,
every time it's something that opens my eyes to like I should do this. Like I can't I shouldn't have any excuses. And it's like his message like influences me so much. Like I've even posted a video on YouTube
mm,
called No Excuses, which is like basically what I'm saying is like there's no excuse for like not doing what you want. Like it's like if you don't have the money, then you work for it. Or it's like
yeah,
if people judge you for it, then screw them. Like
mm,
I guess that's just the mentality that I've gotten from him. And
mm,
like even like people like Anthony, he's helped me
mm,
realize that
mm.
it's just people who like give me this confidence.
Dude, that's so cool. Um, I also thought it was interesting, and this is just like a whole age generation different thing. When you said that you wanted to become a YouTuber in third or fourth grade, and I always hear Gary saying like, "Oh, a lot of kids want to become influencers and YouTubers and stuff." So I didn't grow up in that generation, obviously. My generation was more skeptical of all that stuff. But because when I watched YouTube, I didn't necessarily think of becoming a YouTuber. I just really appreciated what I was hearing from who I was listening to. I was like, oh, this is good content, it's good entertainment, but it's also, I just feel like they're talking to me. And so I would carry a lot of their energy with me. Um, but it's cool that you, you and or your generation can think of it that way. It's like, oh, I want to become this, just because it wasn't really like that for us. Um,
Yeah, I think for me, YouTube wise especially, it's kind of funny. It's a funny story because like I think everyone's heard of Nigahiga around here. He's one of the biggest YouTubers, and like
mm-hmm,
I used to, well, I still am like not one of his biggest fans, but I've been a big fan of him.
mm-hmm,
And I think seeing him influence so many people really like inspires me to do the same.
mm-hmm,
So like stuff like that like influenced me to do YouTube because like it's such an impactful like website, like good and bad,
mm-hmm,
but it's something that I've wanted to pursue like because of that.
mm-hmm. Okay. I think my mind was gonna go in a few different directions. So I guess the first thing I'll say, because I remember it, is so where do you think your desire to make impact comes from? Because you're young too, so
Hmm.
like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I've really I think there's like a lot of people like on Earth who really need like inspiration or
Mm,
some sort of impact on their life. Like I don't know a lot of people with mental health problems
mm,
or anything like that, but I know that there is a lot of people out there who really need help getting through like certain things. Like it might not even be just mental health.
mm,
Like it could be like a breakup or just something that needs them, something they just need to help them get motivated to get back up.
mm,
And I think just because there's so many people, like I really want to be able to help with stuff like that.
mm,
And it's just like I want to inspire people to do what they love too.
mm. Okay, that's fire. Um, I definitely had another question before I get into something else. Um, I don't remember what it was though, but that's dope. Okay, well, since I don't remember, I'm just gonna get into so with all this stuff that you're doing, um, I'm just gonna be like, here's my spiel, because I'm not gonna assume everyone looks at my stuff, but I just want to say what I know I can do and whatnot. So I mean, this is something that I do because I really enjoy it, and I understand the impact that it'll make over time. Um, so I'm really focusing on building this brand as a person, and I learn every day, and I make changes, adjustments, and I learn a lot about myself. And I'm really heavy on the tech side and social media, marketing, all that kind of stuff. And with you wanting, to do dance and choreography and all that stuff, and YouTube as like an option, if you ever need assistance, whether it's just consultation, demonstrations, or ideas, advice, or whatever, that is like my world. And that's something that I'm tackling really hard now. I should have been tackling harder a long time ago, because it's always been in my interest to help provide the tools to help people escalate to where they want to go to. Mental health and all of that, and holistic health has been newer components um, that I try and give to people so they can deal with life's difficulties as it comes. But the practical stuff and those things that like Gary talks about and everything, which I'm sure you've listened to him enough to understand, like, or at least to get a grasp of like social media and testing and advertisements and all that stuff. So that's something that I've been doing a lot. And so if you need help with that, whether it's casually like a text here and there, or like a full blown like I need a plan or whatever it is, or you want to try something, I can give you everything I know, from optimizing your profile to I'm still learning how to run ads, and I'm testing, and I've seen one successful one and I was like, yes. um, Algorithm stuff, proper marketing in today's age, and big content, micro content, with Gary talks about. So it's a lot of that stuff, and I've learned it, and I'm still learning more and more every day. So, and it's a huge learning curve, because you have to put practice in to get a feel for it. And I don't know how much you've done, if you've done any of that stuff at all, but if you decide to go crazy with that, like, I always tell people, like, if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. So with whatever time that I have, like, this is literally why I'm here. So in the ways that I know, in the ways that I want to help, if I'm going to help Ethan become successful in the path that he wants to become successful in, then I'm going to be like, here's everything I know, or here's someone who that you should link up with so that they can help you do this and do that. So like the plug, right? So just bringing people together and giving experiences and knowledge and this and this and that is like,
Yeah.
that's what I try and do for people. Yeah.
I actually saw during your like your stream with Anthony, someone called you the plug-in in the stream. I was like,
It's like,
interesting.
it's my favorite thing. It's like, and I was telling
Yeah,
Anthony, I was talking about leverage. I was like, leverage your friends, like, because it's a community thing. It's if this is like literally like my service. It's just, if I can't help
yeah,
on a mental or emotional or holistic way, then I can help on a practical. You want to build your business or build a brand? I'm huge on personal branding, and my one personal success that I like really, on some level, I'm proud of, like a little bit, was being able to shift my brand image, because I came up as a dancer and choreographer, and that people still identify me that way. but shifting it from that to this. And so now people are like, oh, you should just follow him on Instagram and really check out his stories and stuff. Like, just trust me, or go to him and talk to him about certain things. People will ask me for numbers or my number and be like, hey, like, is it okay if I give this person this number because they need help with something? So rebranding myself in a way that I want to be seen, and all that kind of stuff. And then also being able to monetize. So I'm in a position where I do make some money making content, and there are certain things that should be in place that I personally believe that should be in place. Like, Gary doesn't even talk about it really. Oh, he kind of does. But if you wanted to jumpstart and like get serious about that stuff and like kind of know it so that it becomes part of your routine, and you start to know like, okay, I can't commit 20 hours into content, but I know I can commit 3 a week, and in this 3 hours, because of what I've learned, I'm going to do this and this and this. So that's something I've had a lot of practice with as well for myself, realizing how much time things take, and then being able to leverage, because of personal brand and the respect and whatever, that I can have like 3 editors that I don't have to pay. And it's not like, oh yeah, I don't have to pay, but it's more of understanding and creating that brand and that trust and that relationship, and knowing where like the equal payoff is and what my intentions are in the future and all that stuff. So yeah, if you need help with anything, I
Yeah,
will do my best.
yeah. That's something that like it's really cool to see that that's like what you want to do with your life is
Yeah,
to just help others.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's like amazing that you for your career you want to like put others like up with you. You want to like help others make progress in their life choices, which is it's really cool.
yeah. Thank you. It is a natural progression. And how I see
Yeah.
it is, if I'm able to help, someone like you move closer to what you want, um, and I believe in what you're doing, and I don't even have to believe in the person or anything in that way, like believe in their message or whatever. But if I resonate with your message, and if I have that feeling that I had said and put you in like the same category, then I understand the power and importance of quality, having a quality relationship, giving quality information, and seeing a person thrive over time, to then you go and make impact on a ton of people. You know what I mean? And so when I'm investing in a person, I'm also investing in their hopes and dreams and believing that they're gonna have a great impact as well. And so that's how I've learned to see it. I used to not see it that way. And I was talking to Anthony, and we were both talking about how we were focused so much on quantity and not quality. And I love having quality relationships with people, and just seeing how the whole ripple effect thing. So that's a part of why I'm able to find happiness in that as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Um, do I have any notes? Do you think you're gonna go to college?
Um, I don't know. It's I'm like it seems like such a big decision
Mm-hmm.
because I'm already finding success with what I want to do in life, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of seems like it's not completely worthless, but it's not gonna help me
Mm-hmm.
with what I want. It's just gonna put me in debt.
Mm-hmm.
And, like if I were to study anything, there isn't really anything like that I would want to study that I'd want to pursue. Like if I study dance, I know it's not gonna be like what I actually want. It's not gonna be like hip hop. It's most likely gonna be like ballet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously I like videography and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't really need a degree to really be successful as a videographer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know all of Anthony's friends in Aimless Focus, or at least most of them either are in college and are already successful
Mm-hmm.
without a degree, or didn't go, or just like didn't go for videography, and their business is like doing doing great as That's what I think. At least I'm not like complete. I don't know everything about like their
Mm-hmm.
business.
Mm-hmm.
So as of now, I don't see much value in college for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know for some people it will be very important for what their career choice is, but for me personally, it's not gonna help me.
Mm. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
at least you know. I'm glad that you know.
Like if one day I'm like rich and I just want to go to study something and I'm just like I don't care, like it's something fun to do, like maybe like when I'm like older and I'm too old to dance because my bones are fragile, maybe I'll like go for like videography or something, but probably not. So unless I'm absolutely forced to go to college, I don't plan on going to it.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Good to know. This conversation is gonna be one of my favorites to make like mini pieces of content from. So I'm gonna be in the future when I'm really on top of my stuff. I'm gonna be like tagging. You'll get tagged more than once, everywhere. Cause I'm gonna tag you when I start posting things. The impact that you can make is that, even at this time and just using the platform that I have to do this, is I just think that you're at your age being like just a good mindset. It's a very healthy, good example, and that people could draw a lot from that because you're at your age and it's like that's when it's more relatable, when it's like, oh wow, he's 15 too, or like, wow, I'm 17 and I'm still confused and this kid already knows what he wants to do. But it's just having that perspective and being able to see certain things, I just think is really dope. And so I can just picture it and see it already. I deal with kids all the time and students and my cousins, so this is gonna be one of my favorites to kind of just put out and just see how people like really react. I'm just like tag all my kids and be like, peep him real quick. You have to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like there's, it's very like although like people think I'm impactful, like there's like these people who are like my age or younger in LA that literally are already like making mad money off of dancing and like they're performing and they're traveling and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn,
No, yeah, I
like
understand.
I'm nowhere near that. But like it is nice to hear that I do make like make impact on like at least one person's life, which I hear people tell me certain things like during competition season someone told me that they were gonna quit, but
Mm.
after watching like the LA Beats dancers they're gonna try harder, which is like really touching to me. Like I was like, wow, I helped, that I was a part of that. But like to keep myself in check, obviously I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
like making mad stacks, just going out performing wherever I want.
yeah. Yeah, you guys come like I love cause I think I'm pretty sure. I mean, I've seen you guys perform more than once, but I saw you perform at competition once when I was up in New Hampshire, and so I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
you guys come with it. Like it's here, and the intent is so strong when you guys perform. I really appreciate that.
yeah, yeah. Anthony's very, he's pushing the envelope just so because he believes that location shouldn't matter and he's trying to create something here, which is like I never hear anyone say that. Everyone's like, oh, I gotta move to LA to be able to be successful, or I gotta go to New York to be successful. But
Mm-hmm.
it might be because like everyone thinks that it's gonna be super populated over there. You have
Mm-hmm.
millions of other people trying to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just do it where you are right now? Which is
Yeah,
like it's smart. It's really smart.
yeah.
And like that's why I've like been like kind of like tagging along with all these projects because I know it's gonna work.
Mm-hmm. That's dope. Um, I had another thought that crossed my mind. Um, are you on Twitch too or no? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm watching
Okay. Um, damn, I don't remember what I was gonna say.
watching the 10-second delayed video.
Oh, Gerald's calling. She's probably here. Hold up. Hello? Hello?
I'm outside your house.
Okay. Alright, I'll be up.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab something. But yeah, I parked in the front. Is it okay?
Wait, what?
I parked in the front, I think. Is it okay?
It doesn't matter where you parked.
What?
You said,
Does
did
it
you say,
matter?
did you, what, so you said you parked what?
I parked in front. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Have you been to my house?
I'm only going to the outside.
Oh, okay.
Where should I go?
Alright, I'm coming up. I'll be right back.
Alright, now I got the stream all to myself. This is my time to advertise myself. Everyone go follow me on Instagram at ethan.zundell. I'm not going to spell it out for you, but it's spelled with a Z. That's important to know. If you want to add my Snapchat, I don't know. E.Z the man, Easy the Man. That was my old YouTube. If you want to subscribe to me on YouTube, it's just Ethan Zundell. What else can I do? Well, he's gone. Yeah, no, I'm still the only one here. Do something like some great finger tutting for you. Ready? Here we go. Yeah, I'm not really good at tutting. I normally dance with the rest of my body, not just my finger. What else can I do? Do you guys got any recommendations? I could do some ASMR, I guess. Let's see what else. Oh, is he back? Okay, he's back. I wasn't doing a thing.
Can I eat this?
Can you eat it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Alright, let me switch this up real quick.
Wow, this chair is rolling.
Let me switch this up to my... And then I'm gonna turn off this for a sec. Okay. This kid's amazing.
This is genius. Does he know it?
I'm sure he knows it.
Oh, okay. Let's keep his ego down.
No, he's a humble kid too.
Okay,
I'm
good.
just giving him mad praise. I always give people mad praise if they don't, especially if they never hear me tell them.
I'm the opposite. I don't praise people.
All right.
That's where the balance is.
Yeah, it depends on the balance.
You and me.
Do you have any final words?
I don't think so. While you're gone, I was doing some plugging of my social media.
Oh, okay. It's funny because when I turned around and I was gonna be like, "Ugh," and then I just turned around back and I was like, you should plug yourself in because that'd be dope. Yeah, for sure, bro. I had a good time.
Yeah, same here. Well, it's officially my bedtime. That's not true, but I can act like it is because I'm 15.
Okay.
So I'm gonna log off for now. We're gonna let Gerald talk. I'm totally gonna watch it. So I'll be with you guys
Okay.
in here. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Peace.
Okay. Go Betty Buys.